I keep throwing. He goes. Boom, Demon Melidoas. I hate him.
So you want me to teach you how to beat him up, Jake?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to talk. Hurry up, Dad.
Well, why don't you put down the tablet and I'll make a video and I'll show you how to beat him up.
Can't right now.
What do you mean you can't right now?
Oh.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Instance Grand Cross video, bringing you game leaks. Oh wait, it's not supposed to clean campaign, right? It's oh wait, they did it. They did it. Wait, is it a game leak if they do it? It's not a data mine, right? Doesn't break TOS. Got him. So apparently Valenti is coming soon, and we got cosmetics for Valenti, and we're gonna be doing a showcase with Valenti, so you can see why Blue D Melly and Hauser and all those Pierce comps about to go bye-bye. I want to see the Tank Queen. We're gonna be doing a showcase right now. We're gonna do a showcase talking about Valenti and why she's awesome. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and go over Valenti as a unit. So the first thing she's going to have is her first ability is going to do 180% attack to one enemy and increase defense related stats by 20% for one turn. Her second ability of this is going to do it by 30%, and finally her max rank ability is going to do 300% attack and decrease defense related stats by 40%, which is a huge increase when you're doing different teams. Her second ability is going to do 120% attack to all enemies, and that'll be an attack base skill, and then switch over to a debuff base skill at rank 2, and of course give decrease attack skills to all enemies by 20% for 2 turns on all enemies. And then the third rank is going to do it for 3 turns, but increase it to 30%, and of course increase her total damage to 150%. Her ultimate ability is a very, very cool ability where she gets 630% attack to one enemy, and it goes all the way up to 945% and applies Rupture. So if an enemy has a buff, it will actually double the damage that it's dealing and giving you a massive damage bump. So right here, if this enemy had a buff on, instead of doing 78,000 damage, it would be doing over 150,000 damage. But the main reason Valenti is awesome is because of her passive, and her passive ability is going to decrease all enemies' pierce rate by the value of her resistance rate, and resistance rate on the Japanese version is the second one right here, and mine is currently at 85.3%. This is actually only going to trigger when she enters the battle, and is not going to apply multiple times throughout the battle. It's going to just apply once at the start of the battle. Her base resistance rate is actually only 20% down here, as you can see, so you actually have to give her a lot of resistance rate, and what you do with that is you, of course, go to her gear set and give her resistance rolls. This is the best way, of course, to get her lots and lots of resistance, because on her cosmetic sets, you actually do not get a lot of resistance. You get some, but it's not enough to give you a buy. So you can see here, this one has crit resistance, this one has actually just normal resistance, 1% resistance here, 1% resistance here, 4% right here on this particular cosmetic set. What's up? Thanks for the follow. How you doing, buddy? Get to like and subscribe like this guy. And then a final one here is going to have 3% extra resistance. Actually, she of course gets 5 headpieces, and then she only gets 4 weapons. Unfortunately, if she did have 5 weapons, it'd be a little bit better, but a lot of the original characters do suffer from the same problem. And the reason I went with an HP and defense set is because I was finding a lot of teams where the HP of my Valenti very much mattered, and if my Valenti died, my whole team collapsed. So making sure that my Valenti survived as long as possible was the best route, making sure that that is the case most of the time. If you do go with an attack and defense set, you do have a little bit more damage, and it does help you out, but Valenti kind of has a very, very high attack, very high defense stat, and not a very high attack or HP stat. She's kind of mid-range on both the attack and HP stats, as you can see here, about 480 attack and 6,000 HP, but her defense stat is through the roof at 480 base, as you can see over here, and she actually has a very, very high amount of defense here for having no defensive rolls. To give you a comparison, with defense rolls, my Lost Fate Melidoas has about 8,000 defense, and with Valenti having full defense, she has over 9,500 defense if I give her defensive rolls. So she is a very, very high defensive stat. So in the JPPV meta, we don't see this team anymore. So I asked my buddy Merly to build a Blue D Melly team for me. And he built it with Blue D Melly with about 13,000 attack with Pierce rolls and crit rolls, I think, mixed in. And then he's got an Escanor with HP Def UR gear, and a Lilia with UR gear, as well as a King with UR gear with 213,000 combat class. I'm over here with my Valenti team, and I'm rocking about 204 with a mixture of attack defenses, HP defense, hits, and my team is actually probably a lot less rolled than he is, and we're gonna go. So Merle's going to be using Pierce Food, which is really, really good. I'm going to be using Resistance Food. That's what it says here. And we're going to start this up. So typically in a matchup like this, a Valenti team will almost always go second in comparison to a Blue Demon Melidoas team. The reason they always go second is because when you're fighting a Valenti team, Valenti teams typically have more defense and they have a lot less combat class, whereas Blue Demon Melidoas teams have a lot more HP. They have Blue King on the team. They have other units on the team that are just really, really heavy for combat class. And since Valenti teams are more defensive based versus HP based, you're usually going to lose on combat class. Now, what's really interesting when you're fighting a Blue Demon Melidoas team is that my entire team is built around lowering his Pierce rate, and his whole team is built around getting more Pierce rate. So we're going to see how much damage a Pierce build Melidoas does with the UR gear against me. The opener is typically with a Corrosion, and here's the Escanor, 12,000 damage. That's all he did. It's 12,000. And then he knows what to do. Merle knows exactly what to do. Focus the Valenti as quick as you can and get these guys down. Very, very important to focus Val early on because she is the primary unit to worry about. I'm going to go ahead and just start this off by getting my ultimate up immediately here. And I don't actually have to worry about the Lilia, so what I'm going to do is throw her attack skills down over here. And then I'm just going to go throw out a... I'm gonna go throw out one of the Valenti cards. So I'm lowering right now the ultimate level on the Escanor. I want to do a little chip damage, and I also want to lower the attack skills on the Lilia to make sure that she does no damage at all to me. And she's gonna have to use a heal or something like that in order to do any kind of damage. Now, by lowering the ultimate level on the Escanor, I'm going to take significantly less damage here, which is really, really important. And the whole point right now is we want to kill the Lilia as quick as possible. So here comes the Melidoas attack. Boom, did way less damage than a lot of people think. And the reason I didn't want to throw up a shield there is because I want to start taking damage here so that the Corrosion is going to do a lot less damage. Here comes a 3-star Lilia card, and boom, it gets completely resisted by my Valenti team because I threw the attack skills down on the Lilia. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus down. I'm going to use my increased damage taken, use an ultimate ability on my we're gonna switch this up actually. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna use increased damage taken. I'm gonna kill the Escanor, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw the shield up. The reason I want to kill the Escanor, because the Escanor is going to do the most amount of damage, and I'm not super concerned about the Lilia. Typically I go for the Lilia, but this time around I'm feeling going for the Escanor because I feel his ultimate creeping up on me, and it's really close to being up, and I have no cards to really stop him, so I'm feeling like pushing him down would be the appropriate call. And seeing how we used increased damage taken here, we have increased damage taken on 2 units on the field right now. My Lilia up, and I have, hopefully, a good card here. Alright, so now he's got 2 ultimates coming up for next turn, and as you can see, I took a little bit of chip damage. Here comes the Corrosion. My Valenti's a lot lower HP here, so I have a lot less to worry about here. And here comes the Boom Melidoas attack, the significantly less damage as we saw. And then we're going to go ahead, and here comes the Lilia attack for the ulti rollback, and it should do no damage whatsoever. This is a super, super thing, and Merle knows is going to do no damage at all. He was very aware of exactly what was going to happen with his team. And what I'm going to do here is, I can't really kill that, and I have debuff skills on my team already, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a full send over here with a Lilia ulti and just a bunch of Lilia cards. Hopefully we have enough damage to kill the Lilia. If I can kill the Lilia, then Melidoas is going to do significantly less damage over this entire fight. Boom, here comes the ultimate, 245,000 damage here. Bam, and then here comes a Lilia attack right afterward. Kaboom, big damage, 26,000, and then another Lilia attack to follow it up to finish off the blue Lilia. Now the only damage he's going to have on his entire team here is going to be directly from 2 different things. The first is going to be the ultimate ability from the blue Melidoas, and the second is going to be anything that the King is going to put out here. But because that King is going to be throwing out cards here, and look at how many Valenti cards there are, I'm getting a whole new set of cards coming in. Had I gotten what's it called? A rollback right here from a Merlin early on, I might have used the Merlin in order to kill the Melidoas, and that would have been a little bit safer for me as a play goes. But he's going to go directly for the Lilia. I would have gone for the Valenti personally, but he's going directly for the Lilia. Not sure why there, but he finds that the Lilia is more threatening. I go for Valenti's personally, but he's going for the Petrify. Oh, so he knows better. He knows I'm in Card City right now. See, he's smart right now. That's why Merle's a top tier player. He knows. Okay, so where we're going to go here is I'm going to go with a with the shield on these 2 guys. I'm going to do a rollback on you, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do one of these Moverinos here. Boom. And now I get the 2 cards. Now my Valenti actually has an ultimate up, but I'm going to be able to lock down this king a little bit, and I'm preventing myself from getting hit on another turn. I got an ultimate ability on Valenti. Unfortunate that we had so many more Valenti cards even after this, and I'm going to get petrified again. It's just really unfortunate. It happens like that. Sometimes you have really bad RNG, and there's nothing you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all my Valenti cards here as much as I can. It's just really unlucky here. Sometimes it happens like that where you just get super, super unlucky and all the wrong cards. It's rough. But as you can see, like, the pressure that I'm putting on the enemy team is really good. But if you, like, no matter what team you're using, if you get locked out like this where you just can have constantly no cards, it's really tough. And as you can see, because Melidoas has no cards here, he's doing almost no damage. And here comes a 3-star Melidoas. Again, almost no damage. Extremely strong team here, doing super big work against this. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and drop one of these cards here for an ultimate. I'm going to go ahead and drop a quick 2 other abilities here. We're going to go ahead and just drop my Valenti ulti. It's going to kill the king here. Would have been over a little bit earlier had I gotten more Merlin cards, but it is what it is. But you can kind of see the power that you have from this team. It's just absolutely incredible. And now he can't even do anything against me. He's just sitting there impotently. So this team is a strict counter comp to Blue Demon Melidoas. And the reason it's so powerful is because you're able to negate all of his damage here completely. And as you can see, he's almost 0 damage to me. So that's why this unit is one of the best units in the entire game to be pulling for when it comes out. Valenti is an exceptional unit. Very strong, really good passive. Not the greatest abilities, very strong ultimate ability, but overall her passive is so strong, it rules PvP. Okay, now we're doing this with a Gother variant. So the Gother variant of this team, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it does work well against other Valenti comps, and you do have a little bit more of an edge against those Valenti comps because of the ability to push back other ultimates. But the major issue is that when you're fighting a Blue Demon Melidoas team, you start taking a little bit more damage, and it's a little bit trickier. So what I don't really like about this team is this particular setup is good, just not as good as the one I had before. All right, so now we got Escanor coming in, big damage here. He goes boom, and then a 2-star Escanor. He's got his ultimate up right away. Ikimos. And then we're gonna go ahead and roll him back just a little bit, and then throw up a shield. And that gives me my ultimate up right away, and the inability for him to get around it. So since he rushed his ultimate here, we're gonna go ahead and do this, and hopefully Marley is not toxic and using evade food, because he's like, I'm big brain. I'm assuming he's using evade food. Just to be toxic about it. Most teams don't use this. Nope, he's not being toxic, thank God. All right, so now I've rolled him back. I have the pressure on his team. Great. We're gonna go ahead and just pressure him down. No big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and you can see here I'm taking no damage because of the shield. Big shield here, so huge potential gains. I'm gonna go ahead and I am probably just going to we're gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna just push down this Lilia. Actually, we're gonna go 1, and we're gonna go ahead and well, I can't really push down the Lilia. I'm gonna push down the Escanor still. Escanor, this, and this. The reason I want to push down the Escanor is I'm just really not confident in the damage that I'm gonna put out here on the Lilia, and with the 6/6 Merlin here, I'm fairly confident we have the damage to keep pushing these guys down, but just I feel like there's gonna be some major issues. Okay, so now we got Blue King out here. All right, we have the cards we need. This is way good. So what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and just pressure this team down as hard as I possibly can. So with Melidoas, he's going to have his ultimate up. He's probably going to focus here. But because he's going to focus all his efforts on my Valenti, I'm going to be able to bring him down really quick, which is super nice. Okay, so here comes the ulti up on the Melidoas. Bam. Okay. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a rank up on the Valenti here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to try to force the... I'm really going to force the cleanse here. I need him to cleanse, because if he cleanses first, that's only going to be 1 attack that he's going to be able to do right afterward, which is huge. Being only having 1 attack here is the optimal thing for me. So he's going to try to roll me back afterward, but if he cleanses, he's going to do almost no damage here. So here's the cleanse, big heal from that Lilia, and then he's gonna do a debuff and then an ultimate, only be able to kill one person, and then I can ulti counter him. So this is, he knows that, oh man, that was a nice play. Fuck, I screwed up. He knows. So he only has one play here, and that's to try to petrify someone out and do a rollback. But I don't think he can do it because he can't do a rollback on Lilia. So he's really pushing here, but he knows he does not have the damage. Here's the Lilia heal back up. Bam. And then he's going to go ahead and drop a Lilia rollback, but he knows he does not have the damage here. Boom. Everything gets rolled back except for the Gother. Gother does not have enough resistance to block this. This is the #1 reason I don't like running this team right here, is because of that specific situation. Always happens. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to drop one of these. I am going to start rushing this ultimate here. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. So there's the Gother ulting back up. I am going to pressure this down, and because I ranked everything up, I have a shield up. I killed the blue Melidoas because my Valenti is 6 out of 6 ultimate. Very, very strong. With a 6 out of 6 ultimate, you can actually kill a Melidoas from full, which is crazy. I don't think he was expecting that. I think he expected it to go another way. He did, it's very rare to see, from what our meta was, to see a 6 out of 6 blue Melidoas. It's actually very, very strong. So here comes his Lilia. I think his Lilia is 6 out of 6. It's been a while since I played with Merlin, but I'm pretty sure it's really high loyalty level. Yep, there it is. Big damage, and of course it D-ranks the crap out of me. I lose a ton of ultimate levels, and then there comes a Petrify. That's cool. I really wasn't going to be focused on the Gother here, but you can see the amount of bait that you get from a Gother. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just start ramping this. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to drop one of the shields. Even though the shield's not going to do anything, I'm just still going to drop it because I want to get rid of the card. I don't need a shield card next turn. What I need next turn is I just need to have free damage on this king. And because he has a cleanse here, he's probably not going to be able to do a cleanse and a petrify, which is ideal. All right, so now he's got the defense skills down. He's used the cleanse, and he doesn't have a petrify to go on top of it. So now I win this fight. Very, very important to use this team appropriately. So here's the move. Boom, we got that up, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish him off. So as you can see, the Gother on this team, not nearly as strong against Blue Demon Melidoas because you have lost that pressure of being able to completely resist the Lilia. And the Lilia ultimate rollback is one of the strongest things that she has in her kit, and completely nullifying that with Valenti is the strongest thing. And that's why I prefer using a green Lilia in this situation versus a Gother. And as you can see here, now with a 3-star card, he's actually able to do damage, which is a very big change from the original strategy he was using. So I'm going to go ahead and drop one of these. I'm going to do one of these, and then I'm going to finish it off with a Merlin ultimate, or Merlin rollback here, to prevent his ultimate and just bring him down. So boom, big damage from the Gother, and then finally the Lilia will die probably to this 3-star. Oh, really close. Not quite enough, but just a little bit off. So my overall thoughts and opinions on Valenti as a unit. She is a very strong unit overall. She has a very good defensive stat for your entire team by just lowering the enemy's ability to do damage to them. It works well against many different types of teams, works very well in PvP as well as PvE. She's one of the best units in the entire game for Hell Grey Demon. I currently use her on my Grey Demon team, and I auto Grey Demon every single day. As far as other PvP viability is currently, once Lost Vein Melidoas came to the meta, once Red Escanor came to the meta, she kind of fell off, just like a lot of units do fall off in general. Many PvP units kind of just like fall in and out of the meta depending on what units are currently meta. Since Red Melidoas is so strong right now, there is no way to bring Valenti to there because she actually will just get completely cleaved by that. And right before that, there was Red Derriere meta with that too. So there's a lot of mono red in the meta right now. Once a mono blue meta comes back more into the mix, I can see her coming back into the meta again. But overall, as a unit, she is a very strong unit. She definitely has positives and negatives to her kit, and she does provide some kind of balanced PvP. Overall, versus other types of PvP teams, versus Kangbrim teams, she's really going to get destroyed. Ultimate rushing teams very much counter Valenti teams. Valenti is a specific counter to hard DPS teams like the Blue Melidoas team we see there. If you guys want to know more information about what counters what in PvP metas, link to that video up there, so if you want to check that out. My name is Sekapoko. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like and subscribe, all the fun stuff. Let me know if you guys like the new format that I'm doing for the showcase, and if it's better, if it's worse, let me know what you guys like about it, don't like about it, all that stuff. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, thank you, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Bye.